Welcome. This is Tom Rush, Rush Reviews, and today we've got the Izula 2, ESEE Izula 2. This is the card that came with it. Now keep in mind it looks pretty shabby because a little bit dirty and that sort of thing, because I bought it probably going back about 13 years ago. So this Randall's Adventure and Training, RAT, R-A-T, the acronym, and ESEE. It was, I think, kicked off maybe, I don't know, over 15 years ago, I believe. So that came with it, just a little signals card that gets you out of trouble if you're stuck in the wilderness or a desert island or something along those lines. However, I bought the Izula, and what does that mean? Izula, I believe means the ant, the bullet ant from the Amazon. A very nasty, like a gunshot you get if it bites you. It's a really nasty bite, apparently. I would never really wish to find out, because I think you can just about pass out from the pain that you experience from from one of these nasty ants. But they're tough little ants, and I think that's where, and it bites. So I think that's where this little neck knife, came about. This is the second version. The first version, I'll show you, and they sent this along with it, which is like a back in the heyday, a printout of their of the instructions and a little blurb about it. But you can see there, that's the one without the blade handles on it, without the handle scales, and you've got a little, like half an inch shorter is the only thing in it between the two. So half an inch shorter on the blade on the original. So they've given you a little bit more, see that? A little bit more grip, half an inch, which really well required. And would I go for the smaller one ever? Yeah, I actually still want to get the smaller one, and no doubt I will at some point. But yeah, really nice grip on that. The contours of the Micarta grip on it, canvas Micarta, is pretty exceptional. It's well rounded. It's well thought out. It's simple. You can just take these screws out. Obviously I lost one there, so I just put that Phillips head in it instead of the hex silver one that came with it for the candle kit. I'll put that in because I've lost one along the way. So yeah, I mean, that many years, it's still all together. It still gets used, and it's still an excellent knife. It was meant to be a neck knife, so it just zoom that out a bit. You can see there you've got the sheath, which is that one there. Okay, and that sheath can be set up as a neck sheath, or to have the lanyard tied off there, as you see there, and the cord grip at the back to hold it. So I have that somewhere, but I don't use it as a neck knife. Having said that, this certainly is one that you could use as a neck knife, as opposed to many others that I have. It truly will work because of the sheath. The sheath is exceptional. It's nothing special, but what is special about it is what they have done. They've done it right. And congratulations to the fellas and ladies at the where is it? It is the Rowan manufacturing plant in Idaho in the USA. Yeah, they've really put some thought into this. The fact that so many sheaths just don't hold onto the knife. They just let go with their friction, whether they click in, it doesn't really matter. You shake them too much and it will ultimately come out, but this one will not. So have I tested that? You bet I have. It's really well done. So over all the Kydex ones, which I prefer Kydex material, unless you're comparing it to a ESEE. They just do it and nail it. They get it exactly right. So yeah, that's it in there. It's never come apart. It's never broken. You can buy replacement ones if they do, and you'd have to be pretty brutal with them for that to happen. So yeah, I love it, and very impressed with that. So that's that. I'll tell you a little bit about it. It's cost me, I think around the $100 mark, maybe $120 because I bought the kit. Kit just had a little whistle in it, some clips so that you can attach it to there, that then attaches clips onto your pants. It had the little fire steel. It had like some split rings in there, along with some hardware for mounting, snap hook, in case you wanted to hang that off a backpack or whatnot. It was just like a carabiner that would go through there and clip on, so you can do that with any of them. And it was all right, but I didn't really use too much out of it. A little bit of paracord in there, I believe, and it was okay. But yeah, I found it better just to use chucking it in a bag or whatnot, but on the pants pocket. So yeah, great stuff. The overall length of this fella is 6.75 inch. Now, if you compare that to the original, the OG Izula, it was 6.25, so a really small knife, but very useful knife and very hard use knife. The blade length 2.63 on that, and you're looking at a weight on this fella of 3.2 ounces, so about the 100 or so grams, and 1095 is which is a high carbon steel, heat treated to about 57 roughly RC. So yeah, it's a great steel if you're out in the bush and you want to quickly sharpen your knife, get it nice and sharp for whatever task, hard use task that you might be doing. And I think that's the key point here. It's a hard use pocket or hard use knife. So you mightn't blunt it in getting around, dotting around your home or your apartment, but when you're out in the bush and you're giving it some cutting into hardwood and that sort of thing, you will notching and making, whether it's tent poles or tent spikes, or just sharpening a stick for your marshmallows or whatever else it might be, making traps. To have the hard use aspect of it is pretty important. To have the 1095 high carbon steel gives it the ability to be able to be sharpened by a layman really easily on a rock if need be. And you can't do that with your these modern day super steels. Like everything in life, for all the good something has, it has an equal amount of bad. So yeah, that's just how the yin-yang of life works. So it seems to apply to just about everything, including knives. So if you go and put the super steel on it, a stainless super steel to stop it from rusting, well, then you do away with its ease of sharpening ability. So yeah, you've got to take that for what it's worth and for what you're doing. So and for the intended purpose, they've picked the right steel. I believe they have put out some in S35, an S35 VN steel, which is one of my favourites. However, it is a lot harder to sharpen. And if you're out without the proper sharpening tools and you've just got a field sharpener kit, you're a lot better off with this steel 1095. So yeah, as far as the mentioned the weight, the finish, it's like a powder coated that they've very thick powder coat they've used on it, and it really is solid. But it does, like I find, your mileage may vary, but I do find that it grips a bit, so it's a little bit textured, and it does tend to add a little bit of drag to your cutting task. So it is pretty smoothed off where I've been sharpening it there. It had a V grind when I got it. The V grind was excellent. It cut really, really well. Eventually that wore out, and I did touch it up several times, but I thought I'd try the convex grind on it, or convex instead. The convex grind, I find I like a little better. It's a little bit more universally appealing for the different tasks for myself, and I found it quite good. Not as good as their factory edge. Their factory edge on it was definitely nice, but it's going to wear out eventually, and so put your own edge on it, whatever you find suits your purpose, your needs best. But look, it's the actual width of it. It's quite a chunky little fella, due to the fact that it's obviously got the hard use aspect. But if I just measure this for you, thickness on the handle is 4mm, 4.1, and 4mm, I'd say it's 4mm. 4mm on the that part of the blade, so I'd say 4mm, 4.1, and then thins out towards the tip, and the belly on it, you're looking at just behind the cutting edge, you're looking at this is with my edge on it, you're looking at about 0.7, about 0.5. So about 0.5 on the now that's pretty thick. Having said that, it's hard use. It won't it's to stop from chipping, to stop it from bending, to give it that structural strength. So good choice. And the sheath, if you put it in the right way, is awesome. So nice snap to it. Definitely the best retention sheath I've ever had. I love it. The grind I've mentioned, it's a drop point on that blade. So it's got the, if you look at that, you can see it drops off, so it goes along straight and then flat, and then it just drops off, so hence drop point. Then you've got the canvas micarta handle scales, which I've mentioned already that I love. I love the way they also get their own character through the sweat in your hands. Any dirt you've got or anything just sort of comes off onto them. Not for everyone, but I love it. I love the fact that it gets its own distinct look by the user, which I think is a plus. It is for me. It's made in the USA, in Idaho, as I mentioned earlier, and they've really, I think, put a lot of pride into their the work that they do. It shows through in the finished product. The Rowan Manufacturing give this and all their blades, knives, pretty well a warranty that says, well, if you manage to break it, will replace it. So that's pretty phenomenal, but I don't live in the USA, so that does make it kind of tricky. I'm not sure exactly whether that extends out to other countries. It may well do. If somebody wants to let me know in the comments, I'd appreciate it. But yeah, have I used this knife? I have, when camping and that sort of thing. I generally don't use this one around the house. It's definitely kept for camping trips and that sort of thing, and it does its job and does it well. The mention the differences between this and the Izula original OG. And as far as maintenance on this fella goes, it really doesn't need a lot apart from oil and sharpening. And if you can do that, you can keep the knife perfectly for decades and decades and decades until it eventually wears out. So as far as that goes, I'd just like to mention one thing that nobody else seems to have mentioned that I came across, and that is that when you're trying to keep this is the bit that obviously the edge will get rusty if you don't keep oil on it and keep it a little bit of knife maintenance there. But the actual engraving here, or the laser etching, does tend to, they've got it on this side too with the bullet end, and that does tend to get, you can see the rowan there has got a little bit on it, and it's not bad at all, but so does the ant and the number of that I've got there. Let me just grab one of these eraser rubber things. Okay, so you just, I think you can buy these from pretty well any knife store, and it just cleans up any rust deposits or any sort of staining or anything like that that it has. And because it's such a thick powder coat, this rubber thing or sand or whatever it has in there won't affect you. The coating that they've got on there, because it's just so thick. But like that, and off, and you can see it comes up better, removes the light rust that it has on there, and just cleans it up. Do the same on that side if you like, and yeah, keep it looking tip-top condition. That's it, guys. I won't ramble on any longer. Just wanted to let you see that one, and if you like this review and you'd like to see more, please subscribe, and if you wouldn't mind clicking the like button, it'd be greatly appreciated. Thanks so much.